came in and they began speculating for invasion. Now, this is a situation where they came in to our time frame. The Anunnaki had been dominating everything here since Atlantis. The Anunnaki are the ones who orchestrated the fall of Atlantis. They're the ones, they had the Nibiru Indata crystal grid already operational here. They had the net operational here. They had control over most of the Illuminati hybrid races here. So it was Anunnaki dominated predominantly for most of the time from Atlantis all the way through. There were always these competing groups of fallen angelic races that were trying to get in to work with their Illuminati, where you had the Draconian races coming up and competing with them, and some of the Centaur races coming up, you know, through their Illuminati races here competing. That's why we had a huge history of fighting since the Atlantean period, because you had these various different Illuminati groups that were taking over human tribes, and then they were fighting with each other because they represented different fallen angelics. But when we entered this century, the Anunnaki races figured they had it aced. All right, they, 100 years before, the year 2000, they had it aced. They were in control of most of the Illuminati races. They had the territories mostly under their control, as far as gate territories and all that kind of stuff. So they figured they were just going to run their little agenda and come in here as our space brothers and get it all done nice and neat, and just get rid of the other, the competitors. Well, they had quite a surprise. In 1916, the Zetas from Phantom Earth managed to break through the wall in time and started to invade here. And what they did was they made treaties with certain members of the Illuminati races. Now, remember, the Illuminati were pretty much controlled already through mystical schools that had come up literally from Atlantis. They were controlled by Anunnaki. All of a sudden, you have these little gray guys coming in and saying, hey, you're being positioned for an invasion. These Anunnaki races are trying to come in here and invade you. Talk about pot calling the kettle black. I mean, yeah. So the Illuminati were like, oh, they're trying to invade, aren't they? The Zetas convinced the Illuminati that the Anunnaki were trying to invade, which was true. They forgot to tell them that they were too. So the Zeta treaties came down in the early 1930s. Actually, they started in the 1920s. In the 1930s is when they began to make official treaties, where a group called MJ-12, or Majestic 12, was formed that had to do with certain members of the Illuminati in America and in several other countries. It became the foundation of what later became the CIA in America, but it's connected with a bunch of other groups. Now, most of the people in the CIA don't know anything about MJ-12. Even in the highest ranks of most of our government and our services on the outside, they really don't know, and they honestly think most of this is just made up stuff. They don't even realize there's ETs. Some of them